Okay, well, good morning boat fans. You join us here. It is Monday morning and we're moored up here outside How Hill, and as always we've had a new boat. We've taken it out for a week, so it's time to do a boat review. As you know, it's one of my biggest gripes that the catalogues and the online things, they don't tell you enough about the boat. I think you could do with a lot more pictures and a lot more details if you want to spend a load of money and hire a boat for a week. It's nice to get a more in-depth look, and that's what I'm trying to do here. We're just going to wave the camera around. You can have a look inside, bright horizon here, and see what you think. So of course this is the back of the boat here, and as you can see, plenty of room to get on and off. We've got a reasonable sized footwell down here. It's a bit of a squeeze as you're getting through the door and unlocking, especially if you're trying to get the doggy on board, as we found, but all in all not bad. Two lockers here. That one there's got your gas bottles, but this one on this side is quite useful in that it's empty. So good place to keep if you've got fishing gear, if you need somewhere to put your rubbish. Handy little addition there. Now looking at the front of the boat, you can see why they call these things bathtubs. It comes fairly obvious when you look at this front footwell, but it's a great space to have. It's the first time we've had one of these on a boat, and obviously you've got a sort of seating area around here which is great for lazing along as you're driving. But again, because we've got our doggy with us this year, it's been really useful just to have somewhere where you can come out and have a look around, and because it's such a high wall here, you're not too worried about him sort of jumping overboard or doing something daft. So yeah, we've really enjoyed having this footwell space. Oh, and while we're in the footwell, here's a nice touch, just a simple thing, but it makes a difference. TV socket actually on the outside, so it saves you having to drag aerial cables out the window. So moving into the front cockpit then, you can see this is all fairly standard fare here. One point to note, we've got a window wiper here. Not all boats have them, but if you've got a rainy day, it's a worthwhile thing to have. And then you've got your controls down here. We've got a temperature gauge there, oil pressure, 2 voltmeters, one for domestic batteries, one for the starter. RPM gauge as normal here. Horn wiper controls. Fairly old school way that this works here. You've got the old fashioned pull to stop on the engine and a proper traditional Morse throttle control as well. Haven't seen one of those for a long time. But yeah, all works fine. The only thing I'd say with it in the morning, normally the boat yard will tell you need to preheat for about 5 seconds before you turn the key. On this boat, a bit longer than that. I think the glow plugs might be a bit tired because we had to give it at least 10 seconds, sometimes a couple of attempts to make it start. It's a bit of a bugger first thing in the morning. But once you're up and running, no problem at all. It never missed a beat all week. Now if we look to the left of the dashboard, you can see you've got your 12 volt point there. We've been using that to run my GoPro and keep the phones topped up. And to the left of that, of course, switch for your AC power. And again, fairly standard fare on all the Richardson's boats. You've got your built-in Richardson's Wi-Fi. And to the right, stereo there. This one doesn't do USB or external inputs or whatever, but radio and a CD player, that's what you need. A little bit of cupboard storage just to the left of the driver there, that comes in handy. And just behind the driver's seat, not forgetting of course, you've got to have the TV set, haven't you? Well, some of us do anyway. The TV runs off a 240 volt inverter, hence the switch over there. Weird thing with this one though, we've actually got a main socket here. Even though this boat is advertised as not having 240 mains, it does. The only caveat to that is you can only use it for very low power things like laptop chargers, phone chargers. Forget putting in hair dryers or straighteners or anything like that. It hasn't got that kind of power. That's why they only advertise this boat as having 12 volts on board. But technically we've got 240 volt there available. Oddly though, the TV is a 12 volt TV that uses a 12 volt adapter. Why they didn't just use this wire and plug it into the 12 volt socket, I don't know, but there you go. So just looking around the rest of the cabin now, you'll notice just a sleeping Sid. He's had a great week. Decent comfortable sofa there. We have a table, and in the words of Alan Partridge, yes, it's an extender. Oh, while we're in the forward cabin, here's a top tip for you. When you get to the Richardson's boatyard, in the reception area, they've got a free sort of magazine newspaper thing called the Broadcaster. Get yourself a free copy of that, and inside there is a map that you can just pull out, and I've taped it to the inside here. It just comes in useful as a reference point. The other map's a bit big and unwieldy, and just having one on the wall I find quite useful, just as an at-a-glance look of where you're going. Okay, so that's the forward cabin just about covered, I think. Let's have a look in the kitchen, or the galley should I say, as we're on a boat. Okay, so wandering through into the galley, you can see it's a sort of corridor arrangement here. I'm just going to walk back to the end so you can get a look. Hang on. There we go. So, we have a 4-ring gas cooker, and we have a grill, And we have an oven. It's pretty much a full-size cooker, can't argue with that. It's got an electric start on it, although Linz has had a bit of trouble getting it to electric start occasionally. I think you've got to really hold that button down before it lights, and one of them, I think it was that one, the electric start didn't work, but a match soon sorted that problem out. Little set of shelves behind the cooker there. Fridge there, standard 12-volt affair that you get on most of the boats. Reasonable size, can't argue with that. It's got a cool box as well. Reasonable size kitchen sink, hot and cold running water of course, and the option for filtered cold water. You can drink the cold straight out of the tap, but if you fancy filtered water, there's your option. So it's not a bad array of cupboard and drawer space here. As you can see, it's cupboard and drawers all the way along. So plenty of storage, even a bit of worktop area here. Have to excuse any mess because it is Monday morning. We've been on this boat for a week and we tend to do our final tidy up as we're on our way back to the boatyard, but it's a work in progress. So the first door off this corridor in the galley area, that's one of the sleeping areas. This has actually been my room for the week. I would set the tripod here and make it look nice, but there's not really room to set it up. But as you can see, it's a double berth. Now by home standards I'd call it a small double, but on a boat that's pretty reasonable allowance. I've had a comfortable night, and I'm 6'10", so it can't be that bad. We've got light fitting there. We've got another light fitting just there. There's a coat hook behind the door, and a small amount of wardrobe space there with some hangers for keeping t-shirts on it. And just at the end of the bed, space for my radio, and 4 drawers for clothes or whatever else you've got in there. It's an ensuite room as well, which is always nice. So here we go. This is the ensuite bathroom in my cabin. Home of the captain's log there, of course. And we've got a shower. Some of my stuff that's ready to go back to the boatyard I've packed up. A little point of interest, the shower tray is a little bit too small for the shower, and what happens, even if you do your best to get the shower curtain across, you're still going to end up with a load of water collecting there. Not a lot you can do about it, it just is what it is. And if you're planning on using the shower, don't even think about using this toilet roll holder to put toilet roll on, because it will get soaked by the shower. And moving out of my cabin, around the corner, past our packed up bags and things, we have the rear cabin, and this is where Linz and Doggy have been sleeping. Similar sized bed. We think it might actually be very slightly smaller, but there's not a lot in it. And at the end of the bed, a little bit of wardrobe space, same as mine. And again, to the left of the bed, we have the ensuite shower and toilet, much the same arrangement, I think. Although I think Lynn's got the better end of the deal with the shower here. It's a bigger area with what looks like a better tray. So here we are then, back in the front cabin. We've absolutely had a great week this week. The boat's been brilliant. I've got no real complaints. I like this front living area, it's nice and social. And of course we always hire a boat that has a slide back sunroof canopy type thing, so I'm going to get that open now. Lindsay, any thoughts? Any thoughts, Linz?
No, just a cracking week as usual. Don't want to go back home.
I don't want to go back home.
I don't think so. Want to go back home either.
See, just sitting in here with the canopy down, this is the life, isn't it? But anyway, whatever you're hiring, I mean, you can do your homework, have a look through the brochures, watch videos like this, there's a few of them out there, but do bear in mind that whatever you hire, it's not the end of the world. The boat, as fun as it is, the boat is a means to an end. The real holiday is what's out there, and as long as the boat gets you from A to B and keeps you dry at night, you really haven't got too much to complain about. So whatever you're booking, enjoy it, have a great holiday, and we'll see you soon. Good night.